Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the William J. Conboy Legislative Chambers. My name is Andrew Joyce, and I serve as chair of the Albany County Legislature. The rules of the Albany County Legislature allow for a period of public comment before our monthly meetings. Our rules prohibit members of the public from questioning legislators and prohibit us from questioning you. This is your time to speak and our time to listen. Your input and your commitment to come to speak tonight is very important to all of us. In accordance with our rules of order, speakers will be allowed 3 minutes each, and ask everyone please to silence their cell phones and mobile devices. But before we get to our public forum tonight, I'd like to call up Majority Leader Dennis Feeney and the Guilderland contingent for the purposes of recognizing the Guilderland High School girls track and field team, the Lady Dutch. If the Lady Dutch would please come join us as well. All right. Stuff. Can you guys get them to line up? Yep. Come right up here and kind of line up in front of our legislators here. Got a riser, plenty of room. Want to make sure we get you all in the picture though, for sure. Can we get some folks up front? Yeah, we'll kind of even it out a little bit. How does that look? This team had a standout season as they claimed their first outdoor Section 2 title, won a number of medals at the state championship, and competed at the 2023 New Balance Nationals, where the relay team competed against the top runners in the country and brought home the gold. This year's performance by the Guilderland High School girls track team was one that will make their coaches, the community, and all of Albany County proud. And you are free to head home tonight. You don't have to stay for the whole meeting. You're welcome to, though.
I'm ready.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Beston. Bergdorf. Chapman. Clay. Cleary. Collins. Camiso. Cunningham. Demolowitz. Drake. Efacoro. Ethier. Feeney. Fine. Grimm. Andrew Joyce.
Here.
Ray Joyce. Kuhn. Lakakis. Lockhart. Muriello. Mayo. McLaughlin. McLean Lane. Miller. O'Brien. Purley. Peter. Plosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Tunney. Ward. Whalen. Willingham. $33 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, please read the first name.
Carol Waterman.
As most of you, I'm just going to wait till you're done. Okay. As most of you already know, New York, I've been talking about reparations a lot here, that the New York State Legislature in both houses passed a bill creating a reparations commission to make non-binding recommendations about reparation remedies. Their Black Caucus played a large role in this, by the way. You'll be receiving tomorrow, Nicole is going to send it out, a copy of their bill. And their bill is exactly what I've been repeatedly asking you to do. Well, now that they're doing it, should the county now forget about doing this? No. Okay, why not? Well, first of all, the governor has not signed it, okay? But at 12:20 today, I did learn from State Senator Sanders' office that they are hopeful that she will probably sign it. Okay, one probably does not mean definitely. And I can't imagine that she would veto it, although you never know. But she can, of course, send it back for more discussion and revisions, which I don't think it needs any of that. It's a wonderful bill, and you will be getting a copy of it. Now, even if she does sign it during this session, okay, the state has a long history of getting things done after we've already done it, and sometimes it's years before they actually do it. We can get this done for our county this session. And we're going to have some new people coming in. And the last thing I think any of you want is my having to reiterate everything you've already heard me say in order to, involve them. Now, we are right now at a historic crossroads for reckoning,
30 seconds.
for reconciliation, and for justice. Let's be part of this glorious history. Thank you.
Lynn Jackson.
Hi, my name is Lynn Jackson. I live at 223 South Swan Street in downtown Albany. And I would first like to say I agree with and support everything that Carol Waterman said about reparations. I think it's a really important issue for this body to deal with. Number two is I would like to ask, as I am a volunteer with Save the Pine Bush, I would again like to ask the legislature to please consider setting aside $1 million each year in the budget to purchase the privately owned Pine Bush ecosystem remaining. I'd also like to urge the legislators that for those people who have never seen the Pine Bush, now is a really good time to go visit the Carner Blues. Surely you've heard of Carner Blues. The Carner Blues should be flying at this time, and so you can actually go to the Pine Bush during the day and see the famous, famous Carner Blue butterflies. The last thing I would like to talk to you about is requests for proposals. You have for RFPs, because I know that Zarina Jalal from the Lincoln Pharmacy has spoken about the RFP process. So I am a small business person. I write databases for a living, and I contract with people. And I thought, well, I wonder if there are any RFPs out for technical services, computer services, the kinds of things I do for the county. So I looked on your website today, and I did find that you have an RFP-post list, and you can search for all the bids, open bids, closed bids, awarded, canceled, pending. And when I search for all bids, in all subject areas on the site, I came up with 0. So surely somewhere on your website you must have a place for RFPs, but I, as a small business person, was unable to find them.
1 minute.
So I hope that the legislature will take a look at the website and find out, like, how would a small business person like me, who would be interested in, computer technology, to put in a bid on something, how would I possibly find it on your website? Thank you very much.
Tom Ellis.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you all. My name's Tom Ellis. I live on North Pine Avenue in the city of Albany, and I'll be very brief. I'm speaking in favor of resolution number 298, which is to a survey of the impact of newly arrived persons in Albany County. I'm in favor of this bill, and the bill seems to view these newly arrived people as being a cost to the county, which I think they will be when they first arrive. But we need to look further too. And as these people live here for months and years, they're going to get jobs, they're going to start businesses, and they're going to purchase homes, and they're going to pay taxes. And I think that your report should also look at the additional revenues that these newly arrived persons are going to be generating for our county. And I think that probably within a few years, most of these people, if they stay here, they'll be generating a lot more income for this county than they'll be costing us. And if you want to look at another place where this has occurred, look at the city of Utica, where immigrants and refugees have revitalized the city. Thank you very much. Enjoy the summer.
There are no more speakers.
Is there anyone else in chambers who wishes to speak? Hearing none, the public forum is now closed. At this time, we'll have 2 post-public forum meetings. So we'll start with the Elder Care Committee, and then we'll have Audit and Finance. And our meeting will begin immediately following those 2 meetings. our meeting to order with the first, right on time, just celebrated her 35th birthday, Miss Wanda Willingham. Our deputy chairwoman is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bergdorf.
Here.
Chapman. Clay. Clary. Collins. Camisso. Cunningham. Demolowitz. Drake. Efacoro. Ethier. Feeney. Fine. Grimm. Andrew Joyce.
Here.
Ray Joyce. Kuhn. Kuhn. Lukakis. Lockhart. Murriello. Mayo. McLaughlin. McLean Lane. Miller. O'Brien. Purley. Peter. Plosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Tunney. Ward. Whalen. Willingham. 33 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd like to make note of additional sponsors with the clerk. And there is no previous business, but before we get to the first item, I'd like to ask for a motion to take item 292 out of order. Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Mr. Feeney. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion to take item 292 out of order passes. That is the confirmation of Mark Olson as the Executive Director of the Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. Can I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Peter, seconded by Mr. Beston. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 292.
Confirming the appointment of the Director of Department of Residential Health Care Facilities.
Do I have a motion? Yes. Motion by Ms. McLaughlin, seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ms. McLaughlin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much for the opportunity this evening. On behalf of the Elder Care Committee, I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to sit with Mr. Olson this evening. We're having an opportunity to chat with him and ask him questions. And I think that, we had a unanimous vote as a committee, to support his appointment. But I just want to say that I think that we can look forward to a very positive future at Shaker Place with Mr. Olson taking over the reins of managing the facility. And I look forward to all of us being able to have a very positive work relationship with him. It's a facility that, as Mr. Demolowitz said, this legislature invested a lot of time and energy and resources into making sure that we have the Shaker Place that we have today. That a place that we can all be very proud to call a 5-star. And as a matter of fact, I've had people in the community say it's like going to a 5-star hotel. We go that far, but what I'm saying is people speak very highly of Shaker Place. And I'm sure many of you have been here longer than I have, and you have had experience when we were not able to say those kinds of things about this skilled nursing facility that we have here in Albany County. But I am very unequivocally proud to be able to support Mr. Olson, and I look forward to all of us having a positive working relationship with him and growing our organization into the place that we would want it to maintain it at, but also to take it to the next level. So thank you very much, and I appreciate all of your support for him this evening.
Okay, on Resolution 292, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 292 passes. Congratulations, Mr. Olson. Okay, first item under current business, 246, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Walsh Duffield regarding property insurance coverage for the MVP Arena.
All those in favor? Opposed? 246 passes unanimous. 247, please.
Amending the 2023 Department of Public Works budget, Consolidated Local Street and Highway Improvement Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 247 passes unanimous. 248, please.
Authorizing an agreement with D.A. Collins Construction Company for the Crumbkill Road Bridge over Normanskill Creek Bridge Rehabilitation Project in the town of New Scotland.
All those in favor? Opposed? 248 passes unanimous. 249, please.
Authorizing an agreement with James Malloy for bridge deck replacements and minor work at 3 bridge sites in the town of New Scotland.
All those in favor? Opposed? 249 passes unanimous. 250, please.
Authorizing agreements with providers of home establishment furnishings.
All those in favor? Opposed? 250 passes unanimous. 251, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance regarding grant funding for ongoing rental supplements and amending the 2023 Department of Social Services budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 251 passes unanimous. There it is. 252, please.
Authorizing an agreement regarding moving and storage services for eligible temporary assistance recipients.
All those in favor? Opposed? 252 passes unanimous. 253, please.
Authorizing the acceptance of grant funding and agreements regarding the Mobile Response Initiative and amending the 2023 Department for Children, Youth, and Families budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 253 passes unanimous. 254, please.
Authorizing amendments to the Albany County Planning Board's list of non-referral items.
All those in favor? Opposed? 254 passes unanimous. 255, please.
Adopting the proposed additions to Albany County Agricultural Districts numbers 2 and 3.
All those in favor? Opposed? 255 passes unanimous. 256, please.
Amending Resolution Number 287 for 2022 regarding the Wellness and Nutrition Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 256 passes unanimous. We can group some of the upcoming items. Can I have a motion to group items 257 through 263, as well as 266, 267, and 269? Motion by Mr. Ricard, seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion to group items 257 through 263, as well as 266, 267, and 269 pass unanimous. On items 257 through 263, 266, 267, and 269, all those in favor? Opposed? Items 257 through 263, as well as items 266, 267, and 269 pass unanimous. Now to find out where we are in the agenda.
264.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 264, please.
Authorizing agreements with the New York State Office for the Aging and the Albany County Department of Social Services regarding wellness and nutrition funding.
All those in favor? Opposed? 264 passes unanimous. 265, please.
Authorizing agreements with the New York State Office for the Aging and the Albany County Department of Social Services regarding the expanded in-home service for elderly program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 265 passes unanimous. 268, please.
Amending Resolution Number 361 for 2021 regarding transportation services for eligible seniors.
All those in favor? Opposed? 268 passes unanimous. 270, please.
Amending the 2023 Department for Aging budget, overtime.
All those in favor? Opposed? 270 passes unanimous. 271, please.
Amending Resolution Number 283 for 2022 regarding the Community Services for the Elderly Program and amending the 2023 Department for Aging budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 271 passes unanimous. 272, please.
Amending Resolution Number 287 for 2022 regarding the Wellness and Nutrition Program, amending the 2023 Department for Aging budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 272 passes unanimous. 273, please.
Amending Resolution Number 286 for 2022 regarding the expanded in-home services for the elderly program and amending the 2023 Department for Aging budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 273 passes unanimous. 274, please.
Adopting an information security incident notification policy for Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? 274 passes unanimous. 275, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Ochin, Inc. regarding electronic medical records, electronic health records, and practice management system.
All those in favor? Opposed? 275 passes unanimous. 276, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Department of Health regarding the Drinking Water Enhancement Grant Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 276 passes unanimous. 277, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Department of Health, Health Research regarding the Expanded Partner Services Program and amending the 2023 Department of Health budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 277 passes unanimous. 278, please.
Adopting a debt policy for Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? 278 passes unanimous. 279, please.
Amending the 2023 District Attorney's Office budget, administrative adjustments.
All those in favor? Opposed? 279 passes unanimous. 280, please.
Authorizing the submission of a grant application and an agreement with the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services regarding the Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Grant and amending the 2023 District Attorney's Office budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 280 passes unanimous. 281, please.
Amending the 2023 Probation Department budget, collective bargaining adjustments.
All those in favor? Opposed? 281 passes unanimous. 282, please.
Amending the 2023 Stormwater Coalition budget, administrative adjustments.
All those in favor? Opposed? 282 passes unanimous. 283, please.
Amending resolution numbers 489 and 490 for 2021 as amended regarding New York State Homes and Community Renewal Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funding.
All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Grimm.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me begin by saying that if there's anything we all agree on as 39 members that we're against blight, and as we raise the city of Albany, we raise Albany County as well. But that's all the more reason we have a sensible plan about how we manage rehabs. And this proposal isn't sensible. It proposes spending $1 million in rehab money for a home that would be sold for about $175,000. Now, that economics just doesn't work. And the construction costs are up, I get that. And yes, we should be investing in all these to help bring them back, but not with such economic scenario that just isn't going to work. Yes, it's federal money, but that means the reason we vote on federal and state money is that we should have a clear opinion about whether it's appropriate, and I don't believe it is. When our members, their constituents stop paying federal tax and state tax, and maybe I'll take a different view. But going forward without federal money, how can we justify spending $1 million when we have $200,000 buildings? It's not going to work, and that's really the main message. That there's a model here that we need to address, and it needs to be fixed if we're really going to fix blight in the city of Albany. And I understand these votes to pass this tonight, but there ought to be some no votes to make a statement that the economics don't work here, and we really need to do something about it. Thank you.
Mr. Drake.
Thank you. I rise in opposition, and I rise in opposition not so much as a legislator, but as one of the few business people here, in my daily job here in the real estate property management business. I don't think there's any private person that would ever do this under any circumstance. And whenever we invest dollars, whether they be tax dollars or private money or pension funds or anything like that, we're looking for a return on investment. And this is a significant loss. Now, it may improve that part of the neighborhood, but I would rather see $1 million spent over 6, 7, or 8 properties to augment investment plans with buyers who are going to take over these properties with additional money. Because frankly, if it's for sale, I'd like to buy this house. I can spend $175,000 and get a $1 million rehab. That's a great deal. To me, this is fraught with issues. Whoever buys this house at the end, I mean, there's going to be allegations potentially of favoritism and other things. I mean, this is a problem for us, I think. I'm not suggesting we don't want to improve the neighborhood, as my colleague already mentioned. I think we can all agree on that. But I think if we have $1 million at our disposal, we should have a plan that is sustainable. At this rate, it would cost $150 million to improve the neighborhood. So I'm urging my colleagues here to look at this more as the dollars and cents and less from the perspective of the qualitative approach. The qualitative approach says we want to rehab this house. I'm sure we do. But can we rehab it with some funds and then go on to 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 other houses and put money into that and improve a whole block? We should be responsible with taxpayer money to the extent that it provides a return on investment for the City of Albany residents and the residents of the County of Albany. It brings us to a long-term plan that's sustainable. So I urge you to vote no, go back to the drawing board and find a good way to spend this grant that gets a wider impact across the neighborhood if it is, in fact, that neighborhood that we want to target. Thank you.
Mr. Peter?
I rise in support of this. I think it's interesting that we throw money at brownfields and other things for large entities to clean up, because we know that blight causes other issues, right? And this blight is basically, I would say, the equivalent of a brownfield. If this isn't filled, the surrounding properties go down, and all those houses become upside down. Every single one of them. So, and then if you tear them down, that also decreases the surrounding properties even more. It's why throughout West Hill, Arbor Hill, in the South End, you have holes in neighborhoods that then bring down the property value surrounding it. So I wouldn't look at the individual house. I would actually look at the secondary effects of blight that brings down surrounding property values. That makes it impossible for people who want to rehab those houses to get mortgages. And specifically because that they look at the value of the surrounding property as an empty lot. You can't get that mortgage unless you have substantial amounts of cash. And so what we're actually doing is stopping the spread of blight and making a smart investment for that. So yes, from a pure business opportunity for people who want to make money out of the City of Albany and then go to the suburbs, it may not make sense. I get it. Your job is to make money. You don't care about the surrounding residents. But we can't fix this without substantial investment because blight is not financially viable. Because if we could actually fix blight and make people money, I'm pretty sure people here would have invested in it, but you can't. And that's the same thing with brownfields. Without brownfield credits, you're not making that work. It's the same thing. So we have to start treating the neighborhoods that need it and have been redlined like we would a potential profitable project in the suburbs that need brownfield credits. I'll be voting on it.
Ms. McLaughlin?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I live 2 blocks from this location, and Mr. Peter, he's talking about what happens to the neighborhood. Actually, he's talking about what could happen potentially to my home in terms of how people perceive the neighborhood, how they perceive the value of my home. Already in a neighborhood such as this, my home could be valued at 30% less than your home, same house, in a different neighborhood. Because there has been benign neglect in the City of Albany for over 30 years, and I say 30 years just from basing that just on my experience as I've been involved in public service. This is why we get to this point. This is why it takes $1 million to do what needs to be done in this one block on 2nd Avenue. There have already been investment in houses around these buildings. So I'm pleased to see people investing in their homes, investing in the neighborhood, so that Everybody does not have to have the opportunity to go and get a $1,200 one-bedroom apartment down on Broadway or North Pearl Street. People need to be able to have 2 or 3 bedrooms in their neighborhood that they love, where they can raise their children and invest back into the community. That's what this is about. I have my issues with what the land bank does. I really do, and I will always be right there watching over what they do. But I will tell you that this is an investment that is long overdue in the 2nd Avenue area of the south end of Albany. I would encourage, this is affordable housing at its best, I'm telling you. I know it's a lot of money, but I don't care where you go. The average cost of building a house in this area, they tell me it's over $500,000. So, here we are on 2nd Avenue, we got 2 houses. There you go. But you're going to be able to affect the life of more than one family. Even if you were trying to sell your home, it's about $275,000 in the buyer's market. So, I believe that this is an opportunity whose time has come. And let's make it work. So that if this is something that we can recreate and duplicate in other parts of the city, we need to do that. Because the city doesn't want to do inclusionary housing. They don't want to provide opportunity for across the board in terms of the economic standards for different economic levels in the city of Albany. So here's an opportunity for the land bank to put its best foot forward, to put some housing back on the tax rolls so that we can move our city forward one house at a time and one block at a time as it relates to the south end of Albany. So I urge your support of this resolution.
Mr. Demowitz?
I have a question for clarification for someone with the finance committee. Are we talking about one property, or is in the resolution that says parcels plural? So is it one, two?
One. So it was, according to the land bank, if I could, Mr. Chairman, according to the land bank, it was for one property and the partial rehab of the second one that was going to be used for mental health services.
So it's one, was it a 3-family home on Second Ave?
One full family home, which I think like that's one 2-family home, right? That I believe.
Well,
And then the other one is a partial house that they're doing.
I mean, I gotta tell you the truth. There's a house at 28 Marion Avenue for sale right now, $750,000. It'd be cheaper for us to buy that, man. Move them to Marion Avenue, it'll still save $300,000. I don't get $1 million. I know it costs a lot of money to do that. But $1 million? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just a clarification, Mr. Chairman, the mental health is $300,000.
Hang on, Mr. Drake. Mr. Grimm. Mr. Drake had his hand up first, and we'll get to you.
I can do it, go ahead.
Yeah, just to answer.
Mr. Drake, go ahead.
$300,000 for mental health, that's a part. The $1 million is for construction of rehab.
Okay. And this is not by any means an animosity challenge, and you brought up good points. And so I'm trying to bring the perspective of the private enterprise to it. And some people, I don't mean to be condescending, and certainly other people have that. But from my perspective, okay, if the houses were selling for $275,000, there would be incentive to buy them, get homeowner assistance, Sony May, all those types of things, rehab loans. And there would be, economically, that would make a lot of sense. If this house is going to sell for $175,000, essentially we're recouping that. So we put let's just say for argument's sake, we're putting $750,000 in, the probably overruns, okay? We're going to get $175,000 back. So that's leaving us with a gap of $575,000. My suggestion is we should be dollar for dollar subsidizing the properties. So for example, if you can sell this house for $150,000, let's put 3 in and eat the $150,000 as a county, and let's put 3 somewhere else and eat the $150,000 as a county. Because one project on the block does not make a neighborhood. It does not raise home value. It helps, I'll grant you, 100%. And I understand you're invested, as a neighborhood resident, I totally get it. But I imagine if I go to Cohoes, I can find 3 houses. If I go to Marion Ave, I can find a house. If I go to Green Island, I can find a house. If I go to Large Lead, I can find a house. Please let me finish. What I'm saying is, if we're going to tackle that neighborhood, let's spread the wealth so that a group of homes can be improved. As a person in the construction industry, I can tell you that these numbers sound significantly bloated. If the building is that bad, let me share with you an experience. I have owned the property for 12 years next to a house that's been abandoned in the management. Okay? 12 years. It sat there. Then one day, the city decided, in its infinite wisdom, and I'm sure most of you know that wisdom, okay, that it's an emergency and they're going to tear it down. They trampled all over my property and did whatever and ripped it down. It cost them whatever number, I don't know, $60,000. Is that the answer? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I've lived next to Blight, and not lived, but I've maintained next to Blight for 12 years. Okay, I get it. It hurts the neighborhood, but there may be a better way. That house could be supported structurally. That house could, you know, the weatherization envelope could be done. I mean, it's kind of the discussion that we face with the Central Warehouse Building, right? I mean, there are other things that could be done other than spending exorbitant amounts of money on one home. So, you know, when we have a windfall of money at our disposal, what many of us who are thinking in this way are urging is, let's give it a wider net. Let's give it a broader impact, because that one home, once it's sold, it's gone. That's it. That money's gone forever. It's not $1 million home. It's a $175,000 home. So it is not necessarily a rising tide that raises all boats. It may help a little bit. But I'd rather see $1 million put into the whole block, okay, of whatever available housing, maybe grants to homeowners who already are there struggling to maintain their homes. And that brings the whole neighborhood up. So we could use this money more effectively, and that's where I'm urging us to reconsider that. Thank you.
Mr. Graham, are you good?
Yeah, I just want to clarify something Gary asked.
Okay. Ms. Willingham?
Thank you. When I first saw this, and it first came before me, I had the same questions you did. But I know where some of your property is. It's in my district. I got pictures of it from people who sent it to me, and how it was kept up, and how it looked. Okay?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? What is that property?
Yes, I do.
What is that property, Ms. William?
The point is,
Mr. Drake.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Drake.
She's making unfounded
She
allegations.
has the floor, you do not.
So another member in this?
look, you had your opportunity to speak. It's my
Well, I didn't
turn.
get up and accuse you of anything.
Now, my point is this. It is people who don't live in the neighborhood, and who buy property, whether it's in the South End or West Hill, and put very little money into it, that allows the property to go down, down, down. If some of you could walk through some of the houses that people let out to rent, you would be appalled. The same way you're standing here now talking about we should put this money in these buildings. Well, those people that own those buildings right now, they're not putting any money into them either. I am the first one to stand up and say that too, in regards to people owning property and people renting property and the way folks take care of property. There's some issues going on with that right now. I totally agree on that. But I will say this much. The only problem we have right now is really understanding what this whole piece is about. To say it's about, 6 apartments, 2 houses, 1.5 houses away. There's a little bit more to it than that. But to say right now that houses are selling for $120,000, no, they're not. You can go there on Orange Street right now, and those houses are for sale for $300,000, $275,000. You can go on Clinton Avenue right now, $279,000. So what I'm trying to say to you is this: when you're looking at a community and deciding on face value, where you say you're calling places slums, which has been done by people in this right here on this floor that are talking, okay? You have to get rid of that mindset and say that that community is not worth the money that's being put into it, because there's more to it than just one house. There's more to it than just putting a nail or this and that. And the problem we have tonight is that we don't have somebody here that is actually explaining what that money is being spent. I had reservations too. Yeah, I did. I had reservations too. But this is not Albany County money. This is grant money that they went and got. So before we start low rating and talking about, we should invest that money in that community, I don't agree with you on that. I do not agree with you on it. But the one thing I want you to understand, in order to bring the community up, yeah, it is going to take some money. But houses are not selling for $150,000. Not in West Hill, not in the South End, not in North Albany. They are not. They're up over $250,000 right now. I just want you to know that, because I'm hearing these numbers flying around, and it's not true.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Bergdorf, then Mr. Peter, then we're going to have a long roll call.
Can I ask a quick question? What is the specific?
Hang on one second, Mr. Ficoro. We've got to go in order here. Mr. Bergdorf.
I'd like to be heard of Mr. Burrow. Thank you.
If you've already spoken, we got to move on with this. But if you have a quick point to make, that's fine. But we're going to go in order here. So we'll start with Mr. Bergdorf, Mr. Peter, Mr. Ficoro, and Mr. Ethier, and Mr. Demowitz.
I had my hand up.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I've had my hand up. You did not.
You gotta give me one of these so I can see you. Okay. Mr. Bergdorf.
I got a real problem here because I sort of agree with everybody. We talked about this at the Finance Committee meeting, and I was the one who raised it because I did what I do. I call it quick gazette. And they talked about $1 million, and then he talked about it went to 3 units, and they couldn't build it for 3 units. So then it went to 2.5 units, and they asked for more money, and they said no. So then they stepped down to 2 units, and they still couldn't make the budget work, and they ended up where they thought they could get 1 unit and spend a little bit towards the second unit. So I sort of scratched my head and I said, so we're talking about $1 million for 1 unit. And then I listened to Matt, and I listened to Wanda talking about an investment in the neighborhood. And I want to see Albany do well. And I'm going to vote for this tonight. I'm going to vote for it with the following statement. If this is the new normal, how many houses you got with red X's on it? 800 of them in the city of Albany? If they're $1 million a piece, somebody's got to have a sugar daddy that's going to drop $800 million in your lap. Because it's not going to happen with county money or state money or some giant federal grant. You need to figure out a way with the land bank to do what Todd said, is to take a chunk of money and spread it around so that a number of houses are renovated and are made better. And you're making a broader contribution to the neighborhood. Now, another reason I'm going to vote for this is because everybody likes to forget we already voted for it. We voted to give them the money.
In 2021.
We gave them the money. So what we're looking for now is an extension of 7.5 months for them to finish the project. Now, has the project changed drastically? Yes. Would I have supported it in 2021 if I knew it was going to be $1 million for one house? I wouldn't have supported that. But this is, like with many other instances that are before us, this is the hand we're dealt today. And we're going to deal with the hand that we're dealt today. So if you say no, they've already got the money. What are they going to do? The land bank going to go into default? I don't know what the options are. It's to allow them to complete their contractual relationships. But I will tell you, please, whoever has juice with the land bank, whoever is planning this, please bring the word back. We can't do $1 million a house. It doesn't work. It's unsustainable. I like Todd's concept. You put in 200,000, or you put in 400,000, you get 200,000 back, and you go forward. You made an investment. Or you take your 400,000 and you split $75,000 across 6 properties, and you make the whole community a little bit better. Now, I'm no expert on urban renewal, but I know that the model that's under consideration today is not sustainable. It may not be the land bank's fault that it got that way. They started with good intentions. They started for 3 units. It just didn't end up that way for a whole bunch of factors. But please, I'm going to vote for it. But take that word back to the land bank, or to whoever decides where our HUD money goes. Because this is HUD money that could have been used anyplace else in the county. Could have been. It's a federal grant. Could be used in any municipality. It could have been used in Sean's municipality or in Cohoes. But you made a decision that for 3 units down on 2nd Street, it was worth a shot. So I'm going to vote yes, but with extreme reservations and the caveat that I can't support anything like this going forward. Thank you.
Mr. Epicoro, do you have a question?
I did have a question, and but also, I actually agree with Mr. Bogdov today. So he said a lot of my mind. But the question I had, what specifically is the number of this building we're talking about? The address. Because I'm trying to find it to see if it's actually what.
It's in the back.
I don't see it.
52nd Avenue. 52nd Avenue.
Second Street.
So what is the address?
52nd Street. Second Ave.
56.
Mr. Ethier.
I agree with everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
What I don't agree with, and I can take it to the land bank, I'm not gonna take the 300,000 people out there and say that we bought a building. We'll put $1 million in it, and we'll sell it for a couple $100,000. I can't do it. I can't tell 300,000, I can't use tax, not use budget, but I can't see how people spend taxpayers' money. How do you explain it to people? It's $1 million, make it look nice, and we sell them for 200,000. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing to do with project, nothing to do with communities, nothing to do with South End or North End. It doesn't make sense. That's all. That's only tell 300,000 people. I heard it. Doesn't make sense.
Okay, folks, I'll remind you, when one of your colleagues has the floor, please be respectful and pay attention and keep your voices to a low roar. Ms. Lockhart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kind of a little bit off topic here, but it's kind of upset. We can all disagree, have different opinions, have state things, but I'm asking the chair, it's not appropriate for a member of this body to disparage another member personally. And I would ask that you would control the chambers, and I would also ask Ms. Mooney for an apology to my colleague. That wasn't appropriate. We can agree, disagree about a topic, but to say that basically Mr. Drake is a slumlord or something is not right. You shouldn't be taken personally.
Thank you for noting that, Ms. Lockhart. Okay, Mr. Peter.
I'll be quick on this. 2.5 years ago, Carol McLaughlin and I co-chaired the Blights Betterment Report. It went in detail on a lot of these reports. Somehow, my colleagues who are objecting to this never responded to it. I don't know if you read it. Don't know. Have you? The Blights Betterment Report?
I have, yes.
Yes. So in that, it specifically talked that there's several types of investment strategies. Many of them actually that Mr. Drake suggested. But some properties we call the broken smile syndrome, right? When certain properties are broken, especially row houses, which are exceptionally expensive to rebuild and may not have the same transferable value, but when they are destroyed, when they fall, nothing replaces them. The plots are small and it kills the rest of the neighborhood. I would urge everyone to also look at what the land bank has been doing, because most of them are actually that. They're stabilization grants that are only a fraction of that cost throughout the county. Those are when you can do that. Some places, if you let fall, it's going to be more expensive. It's not going to be an exact dollar for dollar. It is a gradual strategy. And we talked about that throughout the Blight to Betterment report. That sometimes you're going to have to make an investment in one thing that doesn't necessarily pan out, but will help the rest of the area. And that's what, and I would also say that the business community can make it work. They would have made a profit on this, but they let neighborhoods die from lack of investment. So obviously we can't trust the business community alone to get this done.
Final comments by the individual representing the property, Ms. McLaughlin, and then we're having a long roll call on this.
I just want some clarification. I just do not believe that it is going to cost $1 million. We got $1 billion grant. But the two homes, the two buildings that have been identified continue to stay in the project. You don't throw away $1 million just because it's only two houses or two buildings in whatever iteration they're going to be. I wish I could get Apple on the phone right now. I don't believe it's going to cost $1 million to rehab that one building. I agree with you, that's kind of crazy. I agree with you on that. But I will take it to the bank. If that's not the way that money's going to be spent, that one building is we're going to pay $1 million. I've seen the building. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but I drive by it every day on the way home. And the other buildings that faces it on the other side of the street. So I would just like some clarification. If you know, I got this Adam's number on the speed dial. But I just really do not believe that building. That's not the way I'm looking at this money. Right. There's $1 million available. But that's the proposal. That's not the way with the first. I understand that we're voting on this tonight, but I will stand here and I strongly believe that we're not looking at investing $1 million. Have you seen this building? Have you? That's on this one. I know what the proposal says. I get it. That's not the understanding that I get from them.
Okay, folks. Long roll call on 283, please.
Chairman.
You've already spoken, Mr. Damalis, twice. Hang on. Lynn, you're correct. Lynn hasn't spoken yet.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people have spoken more than once on this.
Lynn, Ms. Lakakis. Mr. Damalis. Ms. Lakakis has the floor.
Please, Lynn.
I just want to say that I think Paul said a lot of things I want to say, and Matt said some of them, but I also sat on the Blight to Betterment Task Force, and the problem is that there isn't one, because developers do not want to put $1 million or $600,000 into a place in the South End. You know, they might want to in Cohoes, they might want to in Colony, but they're just not lining up to put their money into the South End and West Hill. It's just never, it always comes down to the money, and there's never money. So here we got money, we voted on the money, let's accept the money and take the money as far as we can take it. We can't second guess the project now. All we can do is ask questions as it moves forward. I say, let's take the money and run and do one good thing, and then we'll work on the next thing and get it better.
Mr. O'Brien.
All question, please.
Second.
Are we ready to have a vote, folks? Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank you for letting me speak, Mr. Chairman.
He called the question and he can't now.
Question's been called, and we have to have a vote on calling the question. I think we want to have a vote on this, right, folks? All right, Mr. Damalis, the floor is yours, and we're voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Better be good.
Listen, I just want to know the $1 million grant. If we don't take the $1 million grant, do we lose it? We do. So I'm not one for leaving money on the table. And we voted on this in 21. So I probably voted for it already, I'm sure. So that makes a big difference to me as far as the grant being available. But the big thing about all these different things about talking to the city, let me tell you something. I lived in Albany my whole life. I remember in the 70s when St. Joseph's put the house organization, I wanted to put millions and millions in Clinton Avenue. Yep. From Northern Boulevard all the way down to the Palace. So there's been major investments into there. So I really, the amount, today's, I don't know, but one house bugs me too. But if I've already agreed to it, then I'm going to stand by what I agreed to in 21. But thank you for letting me speak.
This is our discretionary. There was 3 units in 2021.
Long roll call on 283, please.
Beston.
Yes.
Bergdorf.
Yes.
Clay. Clary.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Cunningham. Demolowitz.
Yes.
Drake.
No.
Efacoro.
Yes.
Ethier.
No.
Feeney.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Grimm.
No.
Andrew Joyce.
Yes.
Ray Joyce.
Yes.
LaCactus.
Yes.
Lockhart.
No.
Mariello.
No.
Mayo.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
McLean Lane.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Purley.
No.
Peter.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yes.
Reinhardt.
Yes.
Ricard.
Nay.
Rosano.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Whalen.
No.
Willingham.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Say again, Mr. Kuhn?
I'm here.
Oh, he's back.
Who did I skip?
Mr. Kuhn is present and he needs his vote recorded.
Coon.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kuhn.
I have 27 yes. 8 no.
Resolution 283 passes, 27 yes, 8 no. Thank you, everyone, for the stimulating, lively discussion. 284, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of various parcels of real property located in the cities of Albany and Cohoes to the Albany County Land Bank Corporation.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 284 passes unanimous. 285, please.
Rescinding the conveyance of real property pursuant to Resolution Number 439 for 2020 and authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 236 Ontario Street in the City of Albany.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 285 passes unanimous. 286, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 138 South Hawk Street in the City of Albany.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 286 passes unanimous. 287, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property known as Niles Road Extension in the town of Rensselaerville.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 287 passes unanimous. 288, please.
Amending the 2023 Albany County Budget Administrative Adjustments.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 288 passes unanimous. 289, please.
Amending resolution numbers 158 for 2021 and 491 and 540 for 2022 regarding the Albany Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program and amending the 2023 Albany County budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 289 passes unanimous. 290, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Barton and Loquitas, DPC, regarding professional services for the Albany County Hazard Mitigation Plan.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 290 passes unanimous. 291, please.
Public hearing on the proposed 2024-2028 Albany County Capital Program.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 291 passes unanimous. We already did 292. 293, please.
Approving the Department of Social Services, Children, Youth and Families, and Aging Collective Bargaining Agreement with CSEA Local 1000, Departments of Social Services, Children, Youth and Families, and Aging Local 801, and amending the 2023 Albany County budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 293 passes unanimous. 294, please.
Appointment of members to the Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 294 passes unanimous. 295, please.
Appointment of a member to the Albany County Capital Resource Corporation.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 295 passes unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Peter. 296, please.
Appointment of a representative from Albany County to the Capital District Regional Planning Commission.
All those in favor? Opposed? 296 passes unanimous. Congratulations, Ms. McLaughlin. 297, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number H for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending local law number 8 for 1997, granting a partial tax exemption of real property owned by persons with limited incomes who are disabled in accordance with the provisions of real property tax law section 459C.
Please refer 297 to the Law Committee. 298, please.
Requiring a survey of the impact of newly arrived persons on the Albany County budget.
Please refer 298 to Law, Audit and Finance, and the Social Services Committees, please. 299, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number D for 2023, a local law enacting a limited exemption from county real property taxes for properties located within the town of Guilderland, which are subject to qualified conservation easement agreements.
All those in favor? Opposed? 299 passes unanimous. Item 300, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number I for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, establishing Chapter 225 of the Albany County Code, setting forth requirements for resettlement disclosure in Albany County.
Please refer the public hearing on proposed local law number I for 2023 to the Law and Social Services Committees, please. .301, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number J for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing an additional 1% rate of tax on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services and on occupancy of hotel rooms and amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
All those in favor? Opposed? 301 passes unanimous. 302, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number K for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing a tax on the occupancy of hotel rooms in Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? 302 passes unanimous. 303, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number L for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, enacting a mortgage recording tax pursuant to Section 253P of the tax law of the state of New York.
All those in favor? Opposed? 303 passes unanimous. Bear with us a moment, folks. Okay, folks, for resolutions 301, 302, and 303, we need to amend to change the date, and we have to do each of them individually. So I have a motion to reopen the vote on 301. Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Mr. Ricard. All those in favor? Opposed? I have a motion to amend resolution 301 to reflect the new date of July 25th. Tuesday, July 25th. Motion by Ms. Lakakis, seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion on 301 as amended. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, as amended, the resolution 301 passes unanimous. Okay, we'll try that again for 302. We have a motion to amend the date to reopen the vote on resolution 302. Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Mr. Ward. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, do I have a motion to amend resolution 302 to reflect the new date of Tuesday, July 25th? Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Mr. Beston. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, resolution 302 as amended. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, resolution as amended, resolution 302 as amended, passes unanimous. Last one. Motion to reopen the vote on resolution 303. Motion by Mr. Beston, seconded by Mr. Kuhn. All those in favor? Aye. A motion to amend resolution 303 to reflect the new date, Tuesday, July 25th. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion to amend passes unanimous. On resolution 303 as amended, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Resolution 303 as amended passes unanimous. Thank you for that, folks. Good catch, Mr. Collins. Okay, now we're on to the consent agenda. Are there any requests to take an item off the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda? Aye. Opposed? The consent agenda passes unanimous. Okay, on to local laws. Oh, we have 306, don't we? Okay, local law H for 2023.
Local law number H for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending local law number 8 for 1997, granting a partial tax exemption of real property owned by persons with limited incomes who are disabled in accordance with the provisions of real property tax law, section 459-C.
Okay, please refer local law H for 2023 to the Law Committee. Local law I for 2023.
Local law number I for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, establishing Chapter 225 of the Albany County Code, setting forth requirements for a resettlement disclosure in Albany County.
Okay, please refer local law number I for 2023 to the Law Committee and Social Services Committees, please. Local law J.
Local law number J for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing an additional 1% rate of tax on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services and on occupancy of hotel rooms and amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
Okay, please refer local law number J for 2023 to the Law Committee. Local law number K for 2023.
Local law number K for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing a tax on the occupancy of hotel rooms in Albany County.
Okay, please refer local law number K for 2023 to the Law Committee. Local law L for 2023.
Local law number L for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, enacting a mortgage recording tax pursuant to Section 253P of the tax law of the state of New York.
Please refer local law number L for 2023 to the Law Committee. Folks, we are almost done. We have 8 Rule 11s tonight. We will get through them quickly. As mentioned previously, we have 8 Rule 11 motions tonight. The first 6 items are related to the ARPA process. These are all standardized best practices policies required by the U.S. Treasury and uniform guidance for ARPA. They have been each vetted by staff, legal counsel, and the ARPA Executive Committee. The first is related to eligibility determinations. Can I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Kuhn, seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 307.
Adopting an eligibility determination policy for the expenditure of American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor of Resolution 307? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 307 passes unanimous. Next, we have a policy related to the program income policy for ARPA expenditures. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Kuhn, seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 308.
Adopting a program income policy for the expenditure of American Rescue Plan Act coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor of Resolution 308? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 308 passes unanimous. Next, we have a policy related to property management under ARPA. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Beston, seconded by Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 309.
Adopting a property management policy for the expenditure of American Rescue Plan Act, coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution 309 passes unanimous. We're halfway there. Next, we have a policy related to record retention under ARPA. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Kuhn, seconded by Mr. Ricard. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 310.
Record retention policy for documents created or maintained pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution 310 passes unanimous. Next, we have a subaward and monitoring policy under ARPA. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Mr. Kuhn. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 311.
Adopting a subaward and monitoring policy for expenditure of American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution 311 passes unanimous. Next, we have legislation adopting an allowable costs and cost principles policy under ARPA. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Feeney, seconded by Mr. Beston. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 312.
Adopting an allowable cost and cost principles policy for expenditure of American Rescue Plan Act, coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds by Albany County.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution 312 passes unanimous. Before tonight's meeting, there was a post-public forum meeting of the Audit and Finance Committee related to the submission of a grant application for the County Clerk's Office with the New York State Department of State. That legislation needs to be brought onto the agenda. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. Cohen, seconded by Mr. Feeney. All those in favor? Opposed? A motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 313.
Authorizing the submission of a grant application with the New York State Department of State regarding the Local Government Efficiency Grant Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution 313 passes unanimous. Finally, we have an intermunicipal agreement with the Town of Colony, which is necessary for the continuation of the solar project at 897 Watervliet Shaker Road in the Town of Colony. Can I have a motion to invoke Rule 11? Motion by Mr. O'Brien, seconded by Mr. Feeney. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please. Yep. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 314.
Authorizing an intermunicipal agreement regarding the solar power system located at 897 Watervliet Shaker Road in the Town of Colony.
All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, Resolution 314 passes with one abstention. That's Mr. Joyce. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Peters, seconded by Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor? Good night, everybody. Thank you.